The control node has a very popular function called GUI input. This is something that almost everybody knows about, and it's very useful. You can see that we can get input and do stuff with it. We can figure out if something was clicked, we can figure out if something was not clicked, etc. Now, there are other functions inside of the control node that are very helpful. One of them is called the get drag data. This one will allow us to find out if something is being dragged and what kind of data is being dragged. Specifically, what is on top of our mouse that we are dragging. Now, there are a few other functions amongst the data, essentially. We can ask can drop data. There is also drop data, right? So we can get the drop data, we can ask if we can drop it, and then, of course, we also have a built in function that allows us to drop it. Now let's take a look at how this actually works and why we care about this. Because in an inventory system, a lot of the time we like to use panels. Now, panels, in case you don't know, are actually inheriting from the control node. So they take all the functions of a control node. To prove this further, if we actually try adding a panel, you'll notice that it's under the control node section. That means it's inheriting from the control. If you guys are enjoying this video so far and its explanation, but you want to see how to actually apply this code into a real code base and create your own inventory system, I have a completely free course down below on how to create your own inventory system. It goes step by step. We build every component of the inventory together, again, with micro videos like these, and it's completely free, so go check it out. The link will be down below in the description. Now, in our script here, we have a super simple script. It's just taking every function that I just talked about and essentially showing or printing what we're actually on top of. So here we have the get drag data. We're just going to get the slot index, which is actually a variable that we've put into the slots. So this is a class that we're creating called inventory slot, which extends panel, and we're creating a slot index. So at the position, we're able to get the slot index. We don't actually need the position, but the position is there and it does take it into account when we drag it. And you'll see how that works in just a second. The can drop data is going to again do the same thing and ask us if the data is in a dictionary and it has from, then we'll return true. Otherwise, we'll return false. If we actually do drop the data, then we'll print target drop data on slot. And this will essentially tell us, hey, if I did drag something from one slot to another, then which slot did I drag it onto and what did I drag in that data? So let's take a look at how this works and what happened. A quick important note is when I actually created my grid container here, kind of small inventory, I created an inventory slots. I adjusted the custom minimum size. And the most important part here is that I set the index, the slot index to I, which means that every index or every slot will have its own number, going from 0 all the way to 16. So when I hit play, each of these has a different number. Now, before I touch anything, just to prove it to you, I'm going to go to the remote section, go to panel, and you'll notice here that it says slot index 0. But if I go down all the way to like 16, you'll see the slot index is 14. Now, if I try dragging something, you'll notice it printed something. So it said originally, because I started from 0, can drop data on slot 0, data from 0. There's nothing in there. That's why, right? From 0 meaning there's no information in the slot, so there's nothing to drag. But you'll notice as I started hovering over other slots, it started to ask, hey, can we drop the data on slot 4, right? And then slot 5, and then eventually we dropped the data on slot 5. Now you can imagine though that there's more to this than just obviously printing functions. We can actually start adding items, and we can use the resource item that we created in a different video. If you guys enjoyed this video, like and subscribe down below, and I'll see you guys next time.